All right, my friends, here's what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to revisit an important topic, and that topic is making your weight loss a priority. We actually talked about this a long time ago in episode 28. Now, this is a very big, important topic of discussion within the Freedom Group with my members. And so many of you have joined me as listeners here since that original broadcast. So I've decided to bring back that episode today for you. You know that your weight loss project needs to be a priority, right? But how do you do that? Well, in this episode, that's exactly what I'm going to help you with. So join me today for this very special, important replay of how to make your weight loss project the priority. And enjoy. You are listening to Weight Loss Made Real, and this is episode 28, 5 ways to make your weight loss project the priority. Are you on your own to-do list? I'm your host, Master Weight Loss Coach and author, Cookie Rosenblum, and I want to welcome you back if you're a listener, and welcome also to all my new friends who've just found me. I'm truly happy that you did. Today, we're going to talk about how to make sure your weight loss project is a true priority in your life. Remember, in one of the very early podcasts, we talked about Project YOU, how to look at the whole idea of losing weight as a project. It really helps. So I know how much you want to lose your extra weight. And as I say, more importantly, to not just lose that weight, but to really lose the whole problem. You don't just want to lose the weight and then be worried about it for the rest of your days. You want to lose the whole problem. That's why we're working on this problem from the inside out, from the cause of your eating that gives you that extra weight to the solution centered around how to think differently so you could shed that weight. So get ready for your coaching session today, because I'm going to show you how to make this weight loss project a true priority so you can be the master of your life. Now, first, let's take a look at where you are right now. If you're anything like my private clients are when I first meet them, you might be struggling. That's natural. You search the internet, the bookstore. You search the latest issue of People magazine. You research what's new, what's working for the Hollywood crowd, what your best friend is doing, and then you choose some program and you make a plan. And in the beginning, guess what? The plan works. You're excited, and you should be. You're having success. You're taking small steps forward. And while you are, there's a small nagging voice inside you that wonders how long the success will last. And rightly so. You're in the honeymoon stage of your program. You're intensely committed and motivated. And yet, you have no evidence that this will truly work for you because, let's face it, you've never been successful before, at least not in a lasting way, right? So you're in that honeymoon stage and then boom, life happens. You have issues with your job or your mate or your kids. Money's short this month because of that unexpected expense, and suddenly your emotions take over. And just like that, you're off your plan and beating yourself up for once again not being able to get there, to truly lose all that weight and change the way you think and feel and eat. Darn, now you feel worse than before you tried, because each foray into the world of losing weight and failing opens a wound in you that's hard to heal. So what I want you to do is, let's together do things differently this time. Let's leave all those past failures behind, and let's learn from your mistakes so you're not doomed to keep repeating them. So first, let's take a look at your plan. Your plan has to be more than losing weight. You need to have a plan for your plan. I don't want to confuse you or make this complicated, but when you've made commitments before and have chosen plans to follow before, you haven't been successful, right? So we need to approach this differently. Whatever plan you choose to lose weight and eat differently, you also need to approach it differently this time. And what I mean by that is you need to create something that will fit your life, something that you're truly capable of following, and learn how to motivate yourself all the way through this project. And you might also have to put this weight loss project on the front burner of your life. No plan, no program, no matter what type or how good it will be, it won't work if you don't learn how to manage yourself and manage your project and stay motivated. So let's dive in and talk about how to make this happen, how to make your weight loss project the most important project for you right now. Because if you can make your plan a major priority in your daily life, then you will finally get where you want to be and you will see the results you wish for. So let's talk about the first step in how to make your weight loss project the big priority in your life right now. So first, know your goal. I know you think your goal is that number you'd like to see on the scale, right? But that isn't your goal because we can't jump from one number to another without a lot of steps in between. Your goal is to think differently, to feel differently, and then to act differently. When you see someone in your life who's naturally slim and doesn't seem to diet or stress about their eating or the weight, I know it's natural to think, I just want to be as slim as him or her. They don't seem to struggle, and you don't want to either. But wishing for their body or the ease that they have with their eating or their number leaves out what they do to get to and stay at that number without a struggle. And that's how they think and how they feel. That's what allows them to eat the way they do and to be the weight they are. And that is what you want to emulate. Your first big question is, how does she think to eat that way? What might she feel to eat the way she eats? Not what does she eat? And that's what your first goal is, to clean up your thinking so you can take the actions you want to take. Imagine your end game and don't just picture how you want your day to be and how you want to look. I know that's a part of it, but really try to imagine how you would think and feel living naturally slim. Now, oftentimes to imagine that, you're going to uncover some thoughts that hold you back. Those simple, innocent thoughts that are in direct opposition of what you want. So you need to uncover those thoughts and challenge them because that's part of what's holding you back. Know that whatever you think on a daily basis is the foundation for what you do and what you create. So if you want to create something different, then you need to uncover those thoughts that hold you back and question them. You can't continue to think, I'll never do this, and make a plan and move ahead. It won't work. You need to eliminate those types of thoughts and replace them with others that are true and believable. Even if that new thought is just, I'm working on it. So the first way of making your weight loss project the major priority is to do some writing about what you want and why. And then don't just put it away. No, we're programming your brain to think differently. So you can't just have intellectual understanding of something. You need to repeat it, to focus on it, and to practice it over and over. So do make sure you get your copy of my book at no charge. The link is in the show notes because there are several exercises in that book that will help you do this, to know your goal clearly and deeply and to study it as if it were a course you were taking and there was going to be a test. I want you to look at that goal daily. All right, enough said. Now, let's talk about the second way to make your weight loss project the big priority in your life right now, and that is to focus on what you do and on how you think instead of on your weight. Once you know what you're working toward and you know what thoughts may be holding you back, then I want you to switch back from the goal to the steps that you need to take to get there. Weight loss takes time. It takes time for the food and the amounts you eat that are different than what you've been doing to show up on your body. You need to do them over and over again. So if you judge your success by whether the number on the scale is getting closer to your wish, then it's pretty likely you're going to lose your motivation because we can't control how fast you get there. So after you decide what your goal is, and after you study the how part of the thinking and feeling that will get you there, now it's time to shift your focus back to the daily doing, the actions, the eating and the moving and the self-care that will get you there. So defocus on the number for now and refocus on the process. Part of making your project the major priority for now will be looking at how you're doing it, not yet what your result is. Once you set your big picture goal and you study it daily, then you're going to place your daily focus on the steps themselves, not on the number of the scale or the size of your jeans. Those numbers will only remind you of how far you have to go, and that could very easily be demotivating. So keep your eye on the day-to-day steps you want to make into habits. The third way you're going to make your own weight loss project the priority is to create a daily plan. Is this a lot of work? Well, some of my clients think it is, and many think planning actually makes life easier. I belong to the group that thinks planning ahead makes the daily priority easier. When you plan what you want and how you will do things, well, it takes the decisions in the moment out of the picture. So instead of being influenced by your mood or your surroundings or who you're with, you'll be influenced by what you've already decided in a peaceful moment. What do I mean by a plan? Well, you take a look at your week. I like planning week by week, not day by day. Day by day doesn't give you enough time to respond to what you need to do and prepare for yourself. But if you look at your whole week, you can see what's coming. What are your challenges? Are there any obstacles on the horizon? Any life stressors coming up? These need to be planned for. It sounds so good to some of us to be free and creative and flowing with whatever comes up and to deal with things in the moments. I get that. But in reality, we only have so much energy each day. And if we don't plan, then we're in constant reaction mode, fighting back against whatever hand life deals us that day. We struggle in the moment. And planning ahead and looking ahead take the reaction out of the equation. Then we get to decide really consciously and effectively what we want to do, and why. This feels so much better than living by the seat of your pants. You may be saying, I'm just not a planner, but I will say, in almost every client I work with, not planning does not work. So please consider trying it. Step out of your comfort zone. Plan a week. Look at what's coming up. Decide ahead of time, how will you deal with it? Planning is something you do that's totally for you, not against you. And if you do it on the weekend, looking ahead of your week, you'll have more energy left to deal with each day because you won't be dodging bullets, reacting in each moment. So after you've agreed, I hope, to give planning a try to help make your weight loss project the priority, now I'd like to take you to step 4, and that is prepping. Yes, I want you to do things ahead of the week to help yourself stay on course. And that might mean shopping for what you need for the week, planning some meals ahead of time, and prepping, like cleaning and cutting vegetables, washing berries, making some grabbable food on the weekend, like chicken breasts or a crock pot of soup or chili or brown rice or turkey burgers. Now, I know you may not want to do this on the weekend before your busy week begins. But during your busy week, you will keep sabotaging yourself and falling off your plan because you're too heavily scheduled or too tired to think about what to eat and where to get it until the last moment. Almost every single thing we do in life that's important to us requires some effort. And the more effort you put into prepping ahead of time, the more you can relax and be present during the time of doing, during the week. You don't want this to feel like a struggle, because that's another reason why you may continually fall off your plan. You've planned, but you didn't execute. No shopping, no food prep, nothing happening until the last minute when you're starving and you grab whatever's around, even if it takes you back to falling down off your plan. So I want you to try to wrap your brain around the concept of prepping. In the next few weeks, I'm going to interview a colleague who's lost over 100 pounds, and she's somewhat of an expert at the weekly food prep. I have my own little routines of how I prep food for the week, but I myself would love to improve and expand my own routine. So listen up for my upcoming interview with one of my friends and fellow coaches who will teach us all how to make prepping an easy and worthwhile routine. Now, last, the fifth way to make your weight loss project a priority that will actually happen is to access your motivation daily. Now, your motivation is personal. It's an individual thing for everyone. We may all want to be slim and healthy for common reasons, right? But it's your very specific, particular reason that counts for you. And that is what will pull you forward as the week goes on. All types of things will come up daily that are going to compete for your time, your energy, and your focus. So you need to know ahead of time, right now, why you want to do this in detail. What is your big why? And by the way, worksheets for accomplishing this are also in my book. The link for that is in the show notes. You need that constant reminder to keep your eye on the prize that is specific to you and your life. That is what will allow you to stick to your plans day after day until you get where you want to go. So let's review for a second. Here are the 5 ways we talked about to help make your weight loss project a priority. Number 1, know your goal and study it daily. Know not just what you will do, but what you need to think and feel to get yourself to do it. And study it daily. Pretend that you're in college. Number 2, focus on the daily process, not on the end weight you want to reach. If you stay focused and then you take your steps, that end weight, it will come. But if it comes slowly, you'll be in danger of stopping altogether if you make it your main focus, and we have no control over how fast it comes. Number 3, look at your upcoming week and plan. What will you do? How will you deal with whatever you have scheduled? And we didn't talk about this a lot, but what's your plan B for when things don't go as planned? Number 4, prepare. Do whatever prep is needed. That is what makes your plan doable. It may be food. It may be blocking out some fun time, some self-care time, some rewards. It may be getting a partner lined up for a walk. Whatever it is, prep for the week to come ahead of time. And number 5, last, keep your eye on the prize. Whether you've done the end game worksheet in your copy of the book or the miracle question, also from my book, you need to keep reading them. You can't just do them. You need to do them and then read them. This might take 5 minutes. And yes, I want you to do this daily because this keeps your goal on that front burner of your mind where it belongs. And if you're saying to yourself right now, I don't have time, if you do not have 5 minutes to focus on yourself, to help you get what you really want in life, then something is wrong with that picture that you need to think about. 5 minutes. You can do this. I know that it can be so discouraging to keep deciding you want to work on Project U and then keep stumbling and falling. And here's the worst part, staying down. You don't have to keep doing that. Take some time to look at the worksheets in the book that we're talking about. It's called Clearing Your Path to Permanent Weight Loss. Doing something new, no matter how you look at it, requires an investment of time from you for you. And this is how to make that investment and stay focused and make it a priority. Remember my favorite saying, and that is, if anyone can do this, you can. This is your Coach Cookie, reminding you that as you search for answers, remember to keep it real, just like you. And I will see you next week.